Good morning, everyone. What a beautiful day today is. Major General Bharat Mehtani ji, Air Commodore Vivat Singh ji, Mr. Girish Nair from BIAL, Adrian Rakesh Payal from Sarla Aviation, officials from Ministry of Civil Aviation, DGCA, state government, and all the important stakeholders that are here, and most importantly, the hands, the minds, and the hearts behind the beautiful prototype that we are seeing here today, which is the family of Sarla Aviation. A very good morning to each and every one of you. Namaskara and congratulations. So it is very exciting. It is very exciting for me as Minister of Civil Aviation to be here and to see the great progress that you have made over the last few years. And in fact, this I feel is a very historic milestone, not only for the Sarla Aviation, but also as a country. And it is a very proud moment that we have a full-scale Indian eVTOL here that the Indian engineers designed, the Indian hands built, and which the Indian skies will proudly carry. Sarla Aviation is receiving the design organization approval today, which is a proud reflection of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. And I would also, so the design organization approval was a commitment from my side to Rakesh when we recently met. He wanted me to invite, me to be here for this event of the headquarter launch and all the other MOU sign up. Then he asked me, he requested me actually that the design organization approval be given on this day. So I've committed myself that as a sign of support, how the ministry wants to promote this whole industry, I'm going to keep up my word, and I'm very happy that we have kept my word and we have given you the design organization approval, which is in fact a landmark, moment for a company of this stage. And today I see that we are making a powerful call that India is no longer content with being only a consumer of advanced technologies. We have proved that we are capable to design, we are capable to develop, and most importantly, build the next generation technology right here, right in the country itself. And if you look at some of the grand achievements that we have made as a country, landing on Moon's South Pole that no country has ever touched, launching close to 400 foreign satellites, exporting defense technology. We have been the largest consumer in importing defense technology, but today we are proudly saying that we are exporting defense technology to more than 100 countries across the world. Operationalizing of UPI payments. This is a statement that we continuously make on how big the UPI sector is there within the country. But the way that we have grown is that operationalizing UPI in countries like UAE and Singapore, we are teaching other countries how to expand their UPI network. Designing and manufacturing indigenous platforms, and we have the pilot training aircraft Hansa, which is there, and transport aircraft like Saras by NAL, Dhruv civil helicopter by HAL, BrahMos supersonic cruise missile by DRDO, Airbus C295, which is the first military make in India aircraft happening right here in the country itself. These are all the statements which we were imagining that we should be doing probably 20 years, 30 years ago. But today, as an Indian, we are proudly saying this is what we do. This has become the new statement of India. So these are all the achievements that we have achieved in a gap of 12 years. And this is what the vision of having a strong, decisive leader as the Prime Minister of country defines how we go forward. So this is a great achievement for the country. And I would like to congratulate each and every team member who has made this possible. So we are really proud. We are really proud of these achievements, but we are not saying that we are the ones who have created it. We as in the government itself. It is collectively the team effort of each and every single person. And I am very proud to stand here today for two reasons. One is what is behind me. Look at this beautiful prototype. I've been looking at it from in pictures all along, and then I was thinking that when will I get a chance to visibly see it. So I was equally excited, just like how the baby finds its toy, its favorite toy from the market and is playing with it. That is how I feel just standing next to this baby right here. So it has been a very exciting and proud moment for me. And just like how the image behind me is very inspiring, I see the other thing is what is in front of me also. The young engineers who have put in their heart and soul to create this thing, when probably everyone was thinking that what we don't even understand what you're building. That is when you all come together. You've all come together for a great cause, for something which is very futuristic, for something which has the opportunity to create an impact which nobody can ever imagine. So for coming together and creating that thing, I would like to also say that the picture that I'm seeing in front of me, all the people who are dressed in black, all the people who have these tags. So congratulations to all of you also. You're the ones who have made this day possible. And that success story of Sarla Aviation, the teams that are here taking charge. And I would say that I had the opportunity to meet them in 24 itself. I was very new to the ministry, and I was also like a student trying to learn what the ministry has to offer and what is happening within the ministry. And I felt so happy because when you talk about aviation, all you talk about mostly is about airports. You talk about the Airbus, you talk about the Boeing, you talk about narrow bodies, wide bodies, runway, passengers, flights, the fleet. So that is what takes up 90 to 95% of all of it. And suddenly, while I was going through the portfolio itself, the eVTOLs came up, and I was so happy. I was like cross-checking. eVTOL says in Ministry of Civil Aviation. Are you sure? It is under me. So I felt so happy because it offered me a opportunity to look into the future, to contribute towards the future, to look at something which is going to drive how the Indian skies, and most importantly, how the Indian citizen is going to move around in the future itself. So I felt so proud that this was there in this. And then I wanted to start engaging with the people who are there in the industry. And very soon into me taking charge, I met the team. Rakesh, you were there at the time. Adrian was definitely there. Someone you can not forget once you meet him. And then Payal was also there. So what made me more clueless was having this Indian startup named Sarla. Everything was going fine. We were talking into it. And I couldn't resist myself. So 10 minutes into the discussion, I'd look at Adrian and say, what are you doing here? How did you, from this Europe, from Germany, how did you end up here? And how did you end up in Sarla? So I think he spoke at that time. He told me that looking at how India is looking at innovation, looking at how India is looking at this futuristic technologies, I felt that this is the right place to be at this moment. And you wouldn't have made me or this country more proud of what you have said, but you're living up to what you have said also. You have joined with the right team members. And this is what I feel India is all about. It is not about just showcasing our strengths to the world, but we are saying that we are partner to the world. Please come join hands together. That is what our ethos has always been, that we want to work together to create these futuristic technologies, which is going to be useful and impactful for the whole world itself. I think what we are seeing, this synergy that we are seeing within Sarla Aviation could be an inspiring story for many, many, many stories which are going to come ahead in the future itself. So I had the meeting with them. Then we also had the signing up of another MOU with the state government of Andhra Pradesh in a CIA event investment summit. I was there at that time, and very proud moment that they were joining hands. And I would like to remind the audience here that it was all due to the vision our Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Chandrababu Naidu ji, has. When you talk about future, when you talk about technology, he's the first one who attracts all those things within the country. And we are seeing great progress in Andhra also. And Sarla Aviation, gelling into that story, was a great proud moment for me as a Minister for Civil Aviation, and the plans that they have of setting up a sky factory in Timmasamudram. Best wishes for that also. And then I was going to Tamil Nadu for election campaigning, and I landed in Hosur. So they had another prototype there. Very randomly, I just landed and I saw the Sarla Aviation team there. So I had the opportunity to see one prototype that was lying there. So I felt that there is some connection more than just being a Minister of Civil Aviation. I've almost become like your biggest cheerleader, your biggest supporter. And I also tell you, now being so close with all of you, I'll also be your biggest constructive critic also. So you have to handle that side from me. But I feel so proud that I've seen good part of their journey. from where they were presenting to me, they were showing these books, they were showing me the pictures, they were showing me the vision, to actually seeing this prototype right here. I think there are a lot of people that I need to thank, I need to credit. So this goes to all of them who have made this possible behind me. So what also, another thing that I want to talk about, and where I feel a deep sense of pride, and also I'm impressed with the vision that they have and the intent behind this company of naming this company Sarla. I think that also deserves a great round of applause to Sarla Aviation for picking up that name. It carries a story. Sarla Tukral, which is the first Indian woman to fly an aircraft. Vivratji was talking about her, or I think Tata was talking about her. She was the first women pilot in the country. Back in 1936, I believe she got the license. First in a sari. So that it was not just getting a license and following a passion, it was a statement. A bold statement that sky is not the limit for us. We can break the glass ceilings that are there. And I think that story of Sarla, what has started back in 1936, has inspired countless number of Indian women to partner up in this aviation story that we see today as a great success story. So it is a great tribute to her to pick up her name, to add, and not only what we are looking into the past, but into our journey into the future, taking that as an inspiration and carrying that name forward. I really, really appreciate the thought of picking up her name. And because of that, we have also seen, like I've mentioned, a lot of women participation in aviation. And one biggest know-how for me being the minister, after coming in and interacting with various people, various stakeholders who are involved in this aviation, one thing I've deeply felt is that people who are in aviation not because of following certain kind of profession, not because of business, not because of their technical know-how or the academic route that they've followed, but it is purely driven by passion. The passion to be associated with the sky, the passion to be associated with innovation, the passion to be associated with something futuristic, something as sorts of a fairy tale energy that it carries. So that passion is something which drives this whole aviation forward. And in that passion, it is great to see a good number of women involved in it. And I always say that, proudly say that in terms of global aviation, the numbers that India shows in terms of women participation is much, much higher. So we all need to appreciate that the way Indian aviation has grown, we have always created that kind of space where women also comfortably come in, they participate, they contribute, and they also lead. So that is a story which we need to build upon. We are halfway through. In terms of pilots, the numbers that we carry is 15% of the pilots are women today, whereas the global average is 5%. But we have kept a target for ourselves that 25% of women workforce in aviation is our immediate target. No matter what, if let it be the airport related jobs or let it be this eVTOLs or whatever ecosystems that we are creating, we want to see more participation of women. So I'm seeing that there are good numbers here in Sarla also. And with the name also being taken as an inspiration, I believe we should cater for more women to participate in this workforce. And now moving on to it is how we are trying to see this eVTOL ecosystem in the country. I think these are some of the questions that always come into our mind when we are trying to build this futuristic technologies. Will this work? Will India fly this way? Will air taxis be possible in the country? Will air taxis be economical? Are they going to reach the grassroots? Are they going to be able to create the visible impact that we want to see? These are a lot of questions that are hanging in front of us when we are going through this innovation. Now, we are coming and asking this. We have answered most of those questions. Whatever questions have been coming, and we are clueless before, but now we have answered most of the questions. But the most important question that we are asking today within the country itself, seeing how this whole progress has happened, is will India is India going to lead eVTOL journey for the whole world? I think we have come to that stage where people across the world are looking at India and seeing that how far we have made that progress. And now they are asking, looking at India, is India going to take lead in this sector? So that is a great achievement that we have collectively achieved. And if you see, the West nearly took 10 years to publish the standards for these aircraft. But we published the framework within 13 months. So that is the speed at which we are working here today. And I have to also proudly mention that one of the major contributor for this speed is the regulator, the DGCA. And this has made it much easier for DGCA to be there, and this is a central agency, and to also understand that how important this technology is for the aviation and for the country also, and moving with that speed and focus and that mindset that we also have to be collective partner in this technology, not someone who is in strict like a regulator and trying to see having that rigidness of a regulator, but being a partner and trying to grow together. I think that has changed the whole way this technology is evolving in this country. We have also permitted 100% FDI, which has also improved the business case for these models. And we have not waited for the industry to knock on our door and say that, hey, what are you doing in this sector? What we have done is we have constituted 6 dedicated working groups for vertiports, for eVTOL certification standards, for crew licensing, for air operator permits, for United Traffic Management, and for MRO. So these are some of the major core verticals that we need to establish as we go forward. And I'm very proud to say that there are groups that are already assigned who are working on these things, and we have tried to achieve certain success in that area. The earlier process of certification or the regulator used to be, let us look at what the West is doing. Let us look at some specific countries, how they are looking at this sector and what they are doing. And then that know-how used to translate into Indian context. But today, I have also given them guidance saying that we are ourselves the 3rd largest domestic aviation market. And we have been flying planes in our ecosystem for quite long time, where we have our individual know-how, how the Indian skies are going to operate, how the Indian context is, how do we see technology, how do we see innovation. So there is no point for us at this stage to look at the West or look at these countries and say that, okay, you do something, then I'm going to look at you and do something in my country. Let us work with what the industry is doing within the country. Let us grow with them, let us evolve with them, and let us see what framework we need to evolve with the know-how and expertise we have. So the mindset in trying to regulate and trying to create these guidelines for this eVTOL sector kind of comes from that idea that the regulator himself is a partner in this technology, and he is also co-evolving along with the industry. I think that the whole shift in the mindset has also given us a great boost in the speed that we are looking at. And if we go at this speed, I believe that within 2 years, we are going to see this ecosystem flourish in the country. At least we are going to see those first flights after the test flights phase to come into usage for the public, and which I am really excited to see. So this is something which we have in our timelines, that within 2 years, we want to see these successfully flying in our country. And if you look at the kind of use cases that this is going to build up, one immediate use case, and being in Bangalore, it makes much more sense to talk about it, how the decongestion in urban cities is going to happen. One major challenge for India to grow for many years has been our urban planning. It has been kind of a handicap for us. We have been growing in bits and pieces, looking at what is required today and planning according to today. Master plans have been very difficult for us to execute, and the space requirement for the kind of population that we have and the mass urbanization which took place over the last 20-25 years, it took a great toll on our urban master planning, and today we are seeing some of the issues crop up regularly, and that is creating a huge impact for our economy also. There was, I think Uber has done one study, and the kind of calculation that they've done in terms of the impact of the traffic congestion the major cities, metropolitan cities have, if we can avoid the traffic congestion, if we have better planning systems in this, the additional GDP impact that it can create is more than 1.5 lakh crores. This is the immediate impact it can create on our economy and our GDP. So see how much impact that the traffic congestion itself. This is just one example. It is not that this is built just to ease our traffic congestion. There are multiple models. We have the ambulances model that is coming up. We are going to see more applications also, but the immediate application that India can benefit from this air taxis is how we redesign our urban cities. We are already seeing that we can only grow vertical in our urban spaces. So now imagine Bangalore having a satellite town. So you are at a distance of probably 50 kilometers or 40 kilometers away from the city, but these are the machines which will make you literally be in the city itself. So you can stay outside the city. So the satellite concept of you having all your services, your schools, your hospitals built in a separate space outside the city, and you're able to commute to your work or whatever you want to do within the city, within that required time. I think that changes the whole way that we are going to plan our cities, which is going to be a big boost in achieving our standard of Viksit Bharat by 2047. So that is an important application that we are all looking at. And for that, we want to create some specific routes, the specific air traffic management, and the other idea that we have, how we have the ATC, the air traffic control for our regular aircrafts. We want to have a low altitude traffic control, where we are going to see air taxis. We want to see drone system, ecosystem also flourish. So we want to have a separate air traffic control for these low altitude vehicles, which is also going to seamlessly work together for all the new kinds of technology machines that we are going to come. So with that, I want to congratulate the MOUs that have taken place with Manipal, Tata, and all the other players, Jio, BP, and all that. So congratulations to all of you. Even though we are saying that this is going to come into play 2 years from now, if you have these big players, all the big industry players in their own verticals coming together and trying to partner up with this technology, and in fact, BIAL also from our side, trying to see how the passenger convenience from the airport to his doorstep, how can we make it more seamless? So all these partnerships coming in right here, right today, it means that this is a good business case for all of them. They are so excited and hopeful of this technology that they see that the immediate need for them to partner up with this technology. So this creates a great confidence for this technology itself, which as the ministry also we are very excited to see about. So the economic, not only the economic impact, but it has this significant impact as a country in our planning. And most importantly, I have to talk about is the environmental impact. So what India gave to the world once, India is going to give again to the world, which is zero, shunya. We have given through our mathematical solution. Earlier we have said that zero is going to be our greatest contribution. Zero is going to be our greatest contribution, shunya. And now we have another shunya which we are going to contribute to the world. So this is another great achievement for us here today. And more than sustainability, one important aspect that I want to mention here as we try to build up on this technology is the affordability. I have mentioned before that the ultimate success of this is not just creating that business model where we rake in profits, but the impact that it creates to the common citizen. I think that should be the model which we need to crack, because most of the countries, the kind of money that is going into the R&D, the business models that are created, there is still a lot of discussion happening on how do we see this going to the last mile or the grassroots level, every citizen happening. And I see that this is totally possible. We have converted many of these technologies which were supposed to be the highest. One big example is our mobile technology and the data. The kind of money we spend on data is nowhere comparable across the world. It's one of the cheapest we are offering here today. So just like that, we have to ensure that this is not only for a certain class of people or certain segment or just sticking with the urban areas or these metropolitan cities. We have to ensure that these kind of machines fly everywhere in the country, in the rural areas, in the tier 3 cities, in different kinds of, in the hilly regions, in Andamans, in Northeast area. So the diversity of landscapes, diversity of cultures that we have to ensure that this surpasses, this breaks through each and every regional barrier that we have, or the kind of social fabric that we have, and we are able to provide this kind of technology to the masses. So as we kind of develop this technology, one important thing that we have to keep in mind as we innovate on this is how we are going to make it reach out to the people at large, to the masses. So that is one important suggestion that I wanted to give you, that never forget that that is the impact that is very, very important for all of us. And I'd like to conclude with this. It has been a great moment for me also in my journey of being a civil aviation minister, being here with this kind of success happening in eVTOL technology, or standing at the forefront leading this technology in a country where people across the world are looking at. So the expectations and the responsibility on the shoulders of you is very, very high. I've come here not only to remind you of that responsibility, but to also tell you that I also carry that responsibility along with you. I will, like I said, I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader, your biggest supporter, and anytime you feel that there is a wall that is there in front of you, let me come with the power that I can have and let me break that wall for you so that you can move forward, you can fly high. So that is my commitment to this industry, especially the commitment to all the great minds that are working in this industry. We have achieved a lot of success, but let that propel us to achieve much stronger heights in the future. So once again, heartfelt congratulations from the Ministry of Civil Aviation to the entire Sarla team. And I have a specific timeline now for all of you guys, which I'm going to strictly watch and I'm going to push so that not only you, but our DGCA also. DGCA is very, approachable to us, but you are in Bangalore, so I'd prefer you have one headquarters in Delhi also, so that it is much easier for me to reach out to you guys. But very happy to see all of you in this important occasion. And thank you for inviting me and making me a part of this. I've been waiting for a long time to, like I said, to see this prototype in hands, and I've had the experience of sitting into it, and it's such an inspiring vehicle. It's such an inspiring machine, not only for what its impact is, but where we were before and where we are today, and what kind of conversations we are having within the country and with the world. So with that expectation, I congratulate all of you. Best wishes from our side, and full support and full speed to all the advancements that you're going to make. Thank you once again. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.